www.kaiternewsonline.com or the MyTuner app, Radio Garden app, and you can also join us on Facebook at Kaieteur Radio. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Hello sporting fans, I am Sean Devers inviting you to join me this and every Wednesday from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Sean Devers Sports Watch. News, views, interviews and your calls. Entertaining, informative and educational. So join me on 99.1, 99.5 and live on Kaieteur Radio Facebook and Let's Talk Sport.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening. Welcome to this evening's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. Kevin Smith here. Let's get to the news in detail. Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat yesterday received the final report of recommendations from the Local Content Advisory Panel, which was appointed late August. A ministry release stated that the panel's chair and president of the Guyana Manufacturing and Services Association, Shyam Nokta, handed over the report at the ministry's Duke Street office. Minister Bharat commended the panel for its efforts. Government said that the presentation was done in the presence of Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Natural Resources, Jocelyn McKenzie, and members of the Local Content Panel, among others. It is expected that the report will be handed to the President, who will provide guidance on the way forward. The panel was able to consult with 140 stakeholders, government said. And coming from New York, London, Reuters activist hedge fund Elliott Management Corp has invested at least $30 million in Kaieteur Energy, a small firm focused on oil exploration in Guyana, the world's newest oil and gas hotspot, two people familiar with the matter said. The deal reflects rising interest in Guyana, a small South American country of 750,000, whose oil discoveries are set to transform an economy dependent on agriculture and mining. In other news, Acre Uni farmer Michael Cordes recalls receiving an approval for his application to lease some farmlands in the prime of his youth. Now a pensioner at age 60, some 37 years later, he still awaits his lease instrument. And moving on, Alison Redford, the former politician sent by Canada to review ExxonMobil's $9 billion Payara project, has benefited from thousands of dollars in donations made to her political party by a subsidiary of ExxonMobil called Imperial Oil. Imperial is a petroleum company operating in Canada, majority owned about 70% by ExxonMobil. Elections Alberta, an independent non-partisan office of the Legislative Assembly there, keeps records of donations made to political parties. According to its data, Redford's party, PCA, received donations from Imperial over many years while she was a member. In the period during which the donations were received, Redford quickly moved up the PCA, eventually becoming its leader. And moving on, to develop such a massive oil and gas reserve like Guyana's Stabroek Block, there will be an urgent need for facilities close to the shoreline to support the setting up of equipment before it is transferred offshore, along with maintenance work for vessels. These shore-based facilities make billions of dollars for providing such services. Baker Hughes, an American company that boasts of being one of the world's largest oil field services companies, is awaiting approval from the EPA to construct an $8 million shore-based facility at Land of Canaan. What should be noted is the fact that this very company has a well-documented history of bribing politicians to win oil contracts. Let's tell you now that senior PNCR member and attorney-at-law James Bond was yesterday arrested as investigators continue their probe into the large-scale giveaway of prime estate lands at Peters Hall. Crime Chief Wendell Blanham confirmed Bond's arrest. Bond was fingered by two businessmen embroiled in the scandal as being the mastermind behind identical land deals which saw 30 acres of land being transferred to Chinese national Jian Fen Yu in deals which saw the state being robbed of tens of millions of dollars. And finally, let's tell you 3 persons held for the murder of electrical engineer Salim Aziz Abdul, who was shot dead in front of his Prashad Nagar home in October 2014 have been sentenced to 11.5 years each in jail. Glenroy Griffith, Gerald Ward, and Julian Mack were each sentenced to 11.5 years after they pleaded guilty to the lesser crime of manslaughter before Justice Navindra Singh at the Georgetown High Court. And that brings us to the end of this evening's newscast. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
And that's the news of the moment. Remember to get the full details of these stories, pick up a copy of the Kaieteur News. And don't forget, you can catch us on the MyTuner app as well as the Radio Garden app. You can also keep up to date by liking our Facebook page at Kaieteur Radio and subscribing to our YouTube channel, Kaieteur Radio Livestream. Oh, also catch our stream at www.kaieteurnewsonline.com/radio. Join Glenn Lal himself on The Glenn Lal Show. Tell it like it is. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Weekdays at 7